Can anyone tell me what this is? On today's broadcast, can you really share documents on Dropbox and SkyDrive without violating compliance? How does one RIA manage the security concerns of the bring your own device trend? And does Salesforce create more problems than it solves? One RIA decides to bear all. So get ready, FPPad Bits and Bytes begins now. Hey everyone, I'm Bill Winterberg, and thank you for joining me for this week's Technology News broadcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Hill Compliance Advisors, a virtual compliance consulting firm to RIAs. As a former RIA herself, Cindy personally performs your compliance tasks, allowing you to do what you do best: run your business and spend more time with clients. With a little help, compliance will no longer feel like the enormous burden it might seem today. Follow Cindy's blog and sign up for her free newsletter by visiting fppad.com/hilladvisors. On the heels of last week's announcements by Laserfiche, NetDocuments is out with news of its own. The popular cloud-based document management provider announced two new enhancements that should be very useful for advisors. First, NetDocuments has re-engineered its ND Office product, which allows NetDocuments to be integrated directly with Microsoft Office applications, including the online Office 365 web apps. Instead of temporarily saving documents to a desktop or server and then uploading them to NetDocuments, ND Office allows users to open and update Word, Excel, and PowerPoint files directly from their NetDocuments repository. That should save a lot of mouse clicks. And second, NetDocuments announced the scheduled release of ND Connect coming this April. Now, you may use NetDocuments for your own document management, but your clients prefer to use consumer services like Dropbox or SkyDrive to manage their own files. So how do you get the two services to play nice with one another? ND Connect is NetDocuments' way of bridging the gap between these services, as it applies rules and permissions to support file sharing with Dropbox and SkyDrive without circumventing the security and compliance requirements advisors need to follow. So you can continue to meet your compliance obligations for document management while allowing your clients to use their preferred file sharing service. For more details on the enhancements to NetDocuments, visit fppad.com/118 for the links to this week's show notes. Next up is news on the mobile device security front. I bet you wouldn't even consider running your business today without using a smartphone, and you probably allow your colleagues and employees to use their mobile devices to stay connected with the workplace, a trend identified as bring your own device, or BYOD. But accessing your business and client information on your mobile device does raise security concerns. Alex Murguia, managing principal of McLean Asset Management Corporation, shared how his firm supports the BYOD trend while also enforcing the security of information stored on mobile devices. And coincidentally, the product he selected just got acquired by VMware this week for a reported amount of $1.5 billion. Find out what product he selected to manage the issues surrounding BYOD by visiting fppad.com/118 for the link to his article. And finally, if you've been considering an upgrade to your CRM or want to officially cut the cord from Microsoft Outlook, note, not a CRM, you've probably considered Salesforce, the 800-pound gorilla of CRMs, as a potential solution. Well, one firm recently dove in headfirst into a Salesforce implementation, but quickly found that things did not go as smoothly as they had planned. An article published this week in RIA Biz chronicles one RIA's trials and tribulations with the CRM behemoth and reveals many important lessons learned along the way. So if you want to avoid the frustrations of a Salesforce deployment encountered by one RIA, I suggest you read this account and use it to influence your plans for a more successful CRM transition. Read the RIA Biz story, as well as the rest of the news in this week's broadcast by visiting fppad.com/118. Remember, Bits and Bytes exist because of the support of our sponsors. So visit Hill Compliance Advisors to learn how their support can ease your compliance burden and free up precious time so you can spend it with clients. Visit fppad.com/hilladvisors for more information. Next week, I'll be attending the TD Ameritrade Institutional Conference, so look for the next episode of FPPad Bits and Bytes in 2 weeks. Sign up at fppad.com/subscribe right now to make sure it gets delivered right in your email inbox. So what tools are you using to manage the BYOD trend? Do you have a Salesforce story to share? I want to know. Send me a message on Twitter using @BillWinterberg or search for me on Google+. For FPPad.com, I'm Bill Winterberg. See you next time. All right, obviously I can't catch. Financial. There we go. A virtual compliance consulting form to form. ND Office allows. Can you believe?